Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I'll say shalom to the old full elect out there hearing this word in truth and sincerity. So just want to do a quick lesson through the Spirit Prophet Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, on today being, Thankskilling, which is, a so-called holiday, one of Esau Edom's holiday, that they, hold in high regards, man. But, the true history of this holiday is not really spoken of, this world, man. Because really, if most people knew I truly believe a lot of people do know what, the history of, Thanksgiving is, but they really don't care, but nonetheless, these things are going to keep coming out, man. And that's why we're waiting on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to take vengeance for us, because, as much history that comes out on, the origins of, a lot of things that happen in America, people don't really care, because, hey, we the Israelites, nobody care about, what we've been through. Nobody care about what we're crying about, but it is what it is, because scriptures does talk about who will pity thee, who's gonna come on our behalf, who's gonna bemoan us, so it's supposed to be that way, and that's why we went on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But as you can see the video before you, pretty much a Gadite going into the history of Thankskilling. He's going into the history of, the things that took place, with their ancestors, all right, and the so-called white people, man. And Esau got a lot to pay for, So I got an article right here to go with that, it's the true dark history of Thanksgiving, So as we may know, those of us in the know, we know that Thanksgiving, its origins, its history is a real dark history. It's not really what people are the history books, what you're taught in history class in school, taught you. This is what the true meaning of Thanksgiving is, and this is what people are celebrating. It says, it says, although many Potawatomi and other across the United States celebrate Thanksgiving, the factual history behind the holiday is something to be less than thankful for. While communing with loved ones and showing appreciation for the bounties and gifts provided is one positive aspect of the national holiday, teaching a false narrative of its beginnings perpetuates colonialism and ignores more than 400 years of atrocities committed against Native Americans and First Nations people. And if you understand the scriptures, the Native Americans, so-called, are the Gadites of the Bible, and let's go to the scriptures, man. Genesis chapter 49, in verse, we're going to go to it. Verse 19, it says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him. And what troop is that? The troops of Esau Edom. When Esau came here, he made war with the natives here, man. All right, and they eventually overcame them. That's why, all right, you see America today, because they eventually overcame, the Northern Kingdom. Really overcame all 12 tribes of Israel. But, this is prophecy concerning Gad, man. It says, but he shall overcome at the last, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to give us the power, all right, to rule over the Edomites, man, and the rest of the heathen, So right now, we're going through, the curses. We're going through hell right now to the Edomites. But guess what? The Gadites in particular, they're going to overcome, at the last. And the reason I'm mentioning Gad more, because, this history is really going into, this holiday, this holiday is really going into what happened to them. Although all 12 tribes technically did, get taken down by the so-called white people. Okay? So going back to the article, it says, it just disregards the centuries of brutality against Native Americans and chooses to take this one tiny snapshot. And in the world of social media, it puts all the pretty filters on it so that it doesn't look the way it truly did. It says, according to an article published in the New York Times, Thanksgiving facts and Thanksgiving myths have blended together for years like so much gravy and some mashed potatoes, and separating them is just as complicated. Because Esau Edom don't want that true history. to come out about, the establishing of this place, and that's why, and this is what you see being done. What's being done is, the history of the Edomites. Jeremiah chapter 49 goes into that. Jeremiah 49 and verse 10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare, but I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." So Esau, Edom is being made bare. Their history, or who they are, what they've done. It's all coming out, man, through this word being preached. Okay? It says, the formation of Thanksgiving as an official United States holiday did not begin until November 1863. During the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln officially established the holiday as a way to improve relations between northern and southern states, as well as the U.S. and tribal nations. Just a year prior, a mass execution took place of Dakota tribal members. Corrupt federal agent kept the Dakota Sioux from receiving food and provisions, which is a well-known war tactic. One way to overcome particular people or overcome the enemy is to stop the food source. Because hey, they're not eating, they ain't got energy. And if they ain't got energy, they can't fight. This is what you see being done. Not to veer off topic, but this is what you see being done here in America. Esau, Edom is slowly starving out the population. Because when these people ain't got no food, they're going to lose it. When they lose it, they're going to run out of energy, and that's when they're going to run to Esau for help. The scripture's talking about going to Egypt for help, according to our people. But it says, corrupt federal slacking. I already read that. It says, finally, at the brink of death from starvation, members of the tribe fought back, resulting in the Dakota War of 1862. In the end, President Lincoln ordered 38 Dakota men to die from hanging, and he felt that Thanksgiving offered an opportunity to bridge the hard feelings amongst natives and the federal government, man. What scripture comes to mind is that scripture that says the tender mercies of the wicked is cruel. Here it is, you done hung, 38 Dakota men, and then you want to come with this holiday, to unite. This man is the devil, man. Okay? It says it was propaganda. It was to try and build this event so that you could have a deeper narrative about community building and coming together and share brotherhood and unity. And that's the scripture that tells you this, man. Because Esau, Edom, he'll come crouching, or he'll come making it seem like though, he's here for your good, but really this devil, is here to destroy you. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humbleth himself, making these holidays as though, you're uniting, people, but really you got agenda behind it. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst swiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Because at the end of the day, Esau, Edom is going to show his true intentions. He's humbled himself for a little bit, just like he did with the natives, man. These Edomites, they came as though they were coming peacefully. But war, let's get that scripture. War was in his heart, okay? And that's all Esau think about. Esau don't come in peace, So-called white nation don't come in peace, They'll come, humbling themselves, come smiling in your face, but inwardly, they have the intention to overthrow you, This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So that's how Esau moved. They'll come to you, peace and speaking peaceably. Hey, that's that scripture too in the Apocrypha where it talks about Antiochus coming and speaking peaceable words unto them, and then he fell upon them, destroyed them. Jake, So this is Esau in today's time also. Esau don't change. This is the devil that the Bible is speaking of, man. And it's a shame we got our people in this time, that hear Esau say something, and they take it to heart, man. But hey, thought y'all about me all shy for this truth, man, because when we hear this devil talk, we know not to take Esau seriously concerning, him speaking truth. We know that it's always a secret intention under his breath when he speak, man. You made treaties with the natives and you broke every single one of them. This man cannot be trusted. Okay, it says, while the Thanksgiving celebrated today may not have complete factual roots, Native Americans, Europeans, and other cultures across the world have held festivals and special meals in gratitude for bountiful harvest and to reflect on the past year. Many across Indian country continue these traditions by simply sharing a meal with friends and loved ones without referencing it as a true Thanksgiving, and that's pretty much, them just, coming together and eating, hey, it is what it is, but they're not commemorating it, they're not eating to Thanksgiving, It says a lot of people don't acknowledge it as Thanksgiving. They say, I'm going to get together with family and it's going to be about sharing the meal. But we're not going to acknowledge the Mayflower and the Pilgrims because it's holding up this false moment of friendship and completely disregards the genocide and the mass land theft and the brutality that all Native people experience, man. So you Israelites, that are celebrating this, man, you're celebrating the downfall of your brother, And let me get this real quick. Disease, and if I'm not mistaken, I did hear something like a while back about how Esau brought blankets, to the natives, and those blankets had smallpox in them, man. And once again, he came humbling himself. He came as though he came peaceably, man. All right, smiling in their faces, and yet you had a blanket with smallpox in it, man. All right, showing you that this man, all right, is the sword. It says he used blankets, as weapons, man. It says, prior to European arrival, America's indigenous did not experience illnesses attributed to livestock, overcrowding, or poor hygiene. So Gad was doing pretty well here, man. The Northern Kingdom that was here, they did not really experience, illnesses like that because they knew how they went by the herbs, They took care of themselves. They went about things naturally. So it only makes sense that, they didn't really, and I'm not saying that there were not any kind of illnesses, because, hey, ailments happen, what I'm saying? But as a whole, it wasn't a big thing as you see today where all you see is just, sick people every day. No, man, God was taking the herbs. They were taking the medicines from the earth, taking care of themselves, man. But not until Esau came. It wasn't until Esau came they were experiencing, all different kind of ailments. It says residents of Northern Europe and England rarely bathed, believing it unhealthy, and rarely removed all of their clothing at one time, believing it immodest. This is the basis of people that we're talking about. When it says prior to European arrival, when it says residents of Northern Europe and England rarely bathed, it's talking about the so-called white people. Scriptures talk about that, man. How they were, let's get that in Job 33. The scriptures talk about, the Edomites, man. This is, it's like at Job 30. Right, Slacky. But it says, I'm going to get straight to the point. There's Job 30 and 8. It says, they were children of fools, yet children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Okay? And now am I their and now am I their song, yeah, I am their byword, man. But hey, the scriptures let us know how Esau is, man. They don't like to bathe, they don't like to properly keep good hygiene, They like, they like committing bestiality, and it says it up here. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock, right? Because Esau would have sex with the dogs. So it was well understood to keep them away from your dogs, man. Keep them away from any kind of pets that you have, because Esau eat them, he'll commit bestiality with them, which is an abomination. All right. So when they came here, they were really taught how to bathe. They were taught how to take care of themselves. All right, but Esau like to put that stigma that, we came from Africa and they taught us how to live. He likes to put the title of savages, on the natives, Well, really, it's the other way around. They were the savages and they were taught how to live, It says the pilgrims smelled bad to the Indians. Squanto tried, without success, to teach them to bathe, according to, whoever that is. It says, in fact, 3 years before the pilgrims landed, English and French fishermen transmitted diseases to tribes as they came ashore to find fresh water, firewood, and capture Native Americans for slave trade, you see? So this devil right here, it's always going to be the same thing with him, man. And that's why, when I'm thinking about it, these guys talking about, how Esau, Edom is going to break loose or after 1,000 years in the kingdom. That's BS, man. Because even if Esau was to be let loose, like the other heathen will, this devil is going to always be looking for, ways to overthrow us in the kingdom, but it's not going to be possible. They're going to be looking for ways. They would have been looking for ways, to get one up on Jake in the kingdom, but it's going to be impossible because, we're going to have the power, It says within 3 years, the plague wiped out between 90 to 96% of the inhabitants of coastal New England. Native societies were devastated. Only the 20th person and scarce left alive. Those who did survive left their communities to join others, bringing the illnesses along with them. This caused many Native Americans to perish, even though they had not encountered Europeans. Once the Pilgrims did arrive in 1620, the epidemics across the Indian country were far from over. So Esau Edom is like a plague, man. All right, where this man goes, death follows. All right. Lord willing, I can post this article in the description box. But I'm going to get the scriptures, man. Because this is what's most important, because this is what exposes this man. All right. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk. All right, Esau Edom is literally death walking on 2 feet, man. All right, this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yeah, also, matter of fact, 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also, because he transgressed by wine, which is his doctrine, his philosophy, Esau transgressed by these, and he get other nations to drink of that wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. He came all the way on this side of the world, and pretty much slaughtered our brothers, man, the Native Americans, the Northern Kingdom, man. Who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and peepeth unto him all people. And Esau Edom is pretty much the plague on 2 feet, man. He's a cancer on 2 feet. And that's why he got to be taken out of power. He got to be taken out. If this man was to rule with us in the kingdom of heaven, do you know how bad that would be, man? But you got Jake that want this to actually happen. All right. Another scripture that came to mind, Lord willing, comes back to mind. Psalms 37. This is Psalms 37. I have seen 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not yet. Yet I sought him, but he cannot be found. All right, and Esau Edom, him being in power, he spread his ways, man. And as you can see, the whole world lieth in darkness, man. And I'm getting this scripture to pretty much, go into how this man came on this side, and it's like darkness followed him. It's like death followed him, man. Because like the article said earlier, prior to, Esau's arrival to this part of the world, they did not really experience any kind of illnesses like that, But Esau Edom, he brought everything with him, man, showing you that this is the basis of men. All right, this is the vile, the vile person that the scriptures talk about, man. They like to parade themselves as the most righteous people, the Lord dealing with them. But really, it's the other way around. They're the wicked. The Lord is not dealing with them in any type of way beside, being the sword of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's the only way that the Lord is using Esau, the so-called white nation, as a sword. Other than that, Esau Edom is pretty much, nothing more. All right. But, that's pretty much the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those that watched. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.